Welcome to the Golden State Media Concepts Beauty Tips Podcast, the show that gives you advice on everything from hair to fashion to skincare products. We'll talk about the latest trends in makeup, hairstyles, and anti-aging remedies. And we'll cover all of the newest fashion trends. If you have an interest in or questions about the beauty and fashion trends that might work best for you, the Golden State Media Concepts Beauty Tips Podcast has got you covered.
Welcome to GSMC Beauty Tips Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Alyssa Jo. Hello, everybody. How is it going today? I hope you're having a wonderful day so far, and you've been having a wonderful week. If you were listening to this on Friday, you made it to the weekend pretty much. Woohoo! We are there. I hope you've had an awesome week. It feels like it's been forever since I've got to sit down and do a beauty tips episode with you guys, but I guess it was just last week when I did my last one, so it hasn't been that long, but it just feels like forever. I don't know about you, but time is flying by way too fast. We are already into November, and that's just crazy to me. I kind of gets me excited though to be talking about some like Christmas, like beauty trends that will be coming up. I love a good beauty supply stocking list and things like that. So I hope, I won't do it quite yet. Maybe November's a little bit early for some people, but you will bet that I will have some awesome Christmas beauty tips for you guys. I'm a huge Christmas girl, so don't you worry. I'm going to be doing some stocking stuffer lists, maybe some Christmas beauty makeup trends and hair trends and things for holiday parties. And there's just so many things that I can do around the Christmas season that I'm excited for this podcast. So definitely stay tuned for that. That is like the only benefit of time flying by right now, is because we're already in November. We're, so close to Christmas season already. I feel like as soon as like October's over and Halloween's over, I'm like, okay, Christmas it is. I know I'm not the only one that thinks like that either. So soon enough, we're going to be playing Jingle Bells in the background, and I cannot wait. Anyways, today's episode, I am super excited about it because I am a routine freak, okay? I like to be organized. I like to have routines. I like to be on schedule. I like to be, just kind of have my stuff together, I like to know what I'm doing. I like to have all my products laid out in the order that I'm going to use them. I am that type of person. So, and I am not the only one. I'm sure there's a few of you listening out there that is also that type of person who lays out all your products in the right order and all of that fun stuff. So I hope that you are as well. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode just as much as I'm going to enjoy sharing all this information with you. So if you could obviously tell by the title, today we're talking all about morning and night routines when it comes to kind of just beauty in general. So I'm going to be talking about skincare, hair care as well, just some like self-care morning and night routine that I like to do for my beauty, to make myself feel good in my own skin. I think having a morning and night beauty routine is so awesome because I think sometimes if you don't have a routine, you almost kind of forget that you got to do so many things to keep feeling good. And, when I feel like I've stuck to my routine for a long time, I'm using all my proper skincare and I'm not getting lazy at night or in the morning, I always just feel so much better about myself. I feel accomplished. I feel like I'm reaching those goals of staying on track with, my routines and all that fun stuff. And I just feel good in my own skin. So that's why I love a good morning and nighttime routine. So I'm going to walk you through pretty much like a basic morning and night routine. I'll talk about some of the things that I like to do in my morning and night routine, and I will also help you start to develop a morning and night routine that you can stick to. That is really what it comes down to, is finding something that's going to stick with your schedule and work with just, how you function in a day and all that fun stuff. So Today's episode, I think it's going to be pretty universal. I hope. I tried to kind of integrate some things that I think all of us can relate to, all of us kind of add to our morning and night routine. I don't do anything crazy, outrageous. I'm a pretty simple person when it comes to like beauty care, skincare, my hair, all that fun stuff. I like to keep it simple. I like to use my natural products. I like to have not so many steps, to be completely honest with you. Like I said, I'm a simple girl that's super organized and likes my to-do lists and my morning routines. So all that being said, today's all about morning and night routines. We're going to be touching on so many different beauty subjects, so let's jump right into it. I thought we would start with kind of the morning routine. Let's start from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. There are a few steps that I like to talk about with skincare. I think we all have different steps. Like I said, I'm trying to make this as universal as possible, but remember, everything's going to work different for everybody. You know, what works for me might not work for you, which is totally okay. You know, a lot of it's trial and error, because what works for me or what works for you might not work for me. And you just kind of get to know you and your routine and your body and all that fun stuff to really find out kind of a routine that works best for you. So basically today's episode is to give you some good ideas to hopefully kind of maybe motivate you to get on a nice morning and night routine, because I promise it can make a huge difference in your overall just feeling confident in your own skin. And that's what I'm really here for, is to help you feel confident in your own skin, keep you up to date with all the beauty trends and beauty tips and all those fun things so that you can stay on track with your routines and just feeling confident in your skin. So with that being said, let's talk about skincare, day and night routine. So my morning routine for my skincare, this is usually, I try to do this, you know, majority of the time. I'm not perfect. We're not all perfect. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I sleep in and I'm lazy and I don't do all these steps. But when my world is perfect, when I feel like I am really kind of in order of everything, this is how I do my morning skincare routine. So I like to start with a cleanser. I feel like people forget that you have to wash your face in the morning, but like literally overnight, you can get so many germs and so many just debris and grossness on your face, which before I start actually talking about cleanser, I should mention, you know, make sure you are washing your pillowcases quite frequently. Your pillowcase is like a party for germs, okay? We don't realize how often we actually really do need to wash our pillowcases and our sheets, but they can be covered in germs so quickly, which can, you know, make you break out and just add some impurities to your skin, which of course none of us like or want that, right? So I just think it's really important to make sure that you are washing your pillowcases. If you are, you know, if you are really on top of things, maybe you're sleeping with a satin or silk pillowcase or satin and silk sheets, which is really awesome for your face and your hair, because I am going to be talking about kind of a hair routine as well today. So yeah, if you have that great stuff, I definitely suggest using that, washing them regularly. That silk or that satin will really just help keep your hair in place. It's also just way better for your skin. It's not as rough. So if you do not have one of those, maybe look into investing in some nice silk sheets. It's also just really comfortable to sleep in, so can't go wrong with that. Anyways, with that being said, I like to wake up and use my cleanser. I use my same cleanser that I do in the morning and at night. Like I said, I'm a really simple, I like my natural, you know, organic products. I am right now using this cleanser from Natural Concepts, it's called. It is a little, I guess it's not a little company anymore, but it was a local company in my old town in Kelowna, British Columbia. We used it at the salon that I managed, and I absolutely loved their products. I love them so much, and I continue to order them today because I just love how simple they are. Like I said, simple girl. So I use this foaming cucumber cleanser. I'm also obsessed with anything skincare that has to do with cucumber. I find it so refreshing. I think it's just beautiful. I love the scent that it gives, you know, if you can agree that there's a little bit of a scent, and it's just nice. And I really like this cleanser because I feel like it suds up on my face really nice. I can really feel it cleaning my skin, but it's so light. It's so simple. I have sensitive skin when it comes to my face, so I'm really particular with what I use, which is why I go to natural products. So I wake up, I use my cleanser, get any kind of impurities, debris, germs off my face from rolling around in my bed all night. And then I like to use a toner. Toners are very important, and for a very long time I wasn't using a toner, but a toner addresses many issues, and it's going to be a really key ingredient in your morning and nighttime skincare routine. It can help with dryness, it can help with dullness, even out that skin tone. It's just one of those steps. It's so simple, just using a toner, put it on a cotton pad, brush it all over your face. It can really help even out your skin. That's why I love it. There's so many different toners, which, I think you should try to find something that's great for your skin type, or maybe something that targets that you're really focusing on. Maybe you got some scarring you want to focus on. Maybe you want to focus on evening out your complexion. Maybe you have really dry skin. Maybe your skin is really dull and you want to make it more dewy. There's toners for all these different types of skin, so definitely look into what's best for you. But I use my cleanser, then I'll use my toner. Now I will use a serum. A serum is important to apply early on in your morning, as it kind of will activate many of the ingredients from, previous products as well. A serum compared to a moisturizer really soaks into your skin. So, serums really dig deep into your skin. So it's like a thin layer. It's, just use a thin layer, which is really important to allow that product to kind of get the job done. And you don't want this like thick coat of serum. You definitely just want to use a thin layer all around your face, and that will really help the other ingredients that you're going to be using. Okay, it's time for a little bit of a break. When we get back, I'm going to finish my morning routine of my skincare. Then I'll jump into my nighttime routine, which is very similar to my morning routine. Things are just a little bit in a different order with a little bit of different products, but I'll talk about that. And then we will jump into a little bit more of a hair care routine for night and morning. And then, of course, we'll talk about you developing your great morning and nighttime routine. So stick around. So much information to be shared yet. I will be right back. Feeling comfortable in your own skin is so, so important. So I think that we can all agree that we need a good night's rest to ensure we can limit those bags under our eyes. I know I'm not the only one. So Linens and Hutch is a family-owned company that specializes in everything for your bed. And they have a mission to help you get the best night's sleep with their products. Everything is hypoallergenic, so it's ideal for sensitive skin. And since I have been sleeping in my Linens and Hutch bedding, it has given me a whole new meaning to sleep. I am waking up comfortable in my skin because I feel so rested at night. Now, since you are a GSMC Beauty Tips listener, you need to head on over to linensandhutch.com, pick out some of the amazing, affordable luxury products, and you can enter in the promo code GSMC Beauty, and you will be receiving 70% off site-wide. Go check it out.
The GSMC Life and Happiness podcast takes you on a journey of exploration. We'll discuss tried and true methods alongside the latest trends of how to best live your life to its fullest and happiest. From psychology to meditation, science to self-help books, the GSMC Life and Happiness podcast will help you to discover what makes you happy and how you can live life being the best you possible. Download the GSMC Life and Happiness podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type GSMC in the search bar.
welcome back to GSMC Beauty Tips Podcast. I'm your host, Alyssa Jo. Hello. In case you forgot, we're talking all about morning and nighttime routines when it comes to the beauty world, skincare, hair care, self-care, all those fun, wonderful things that we need to integrate into our lives and let them become habits so we can stick on track with those things. So with that being said, I just left you off with talking about my cleanser and my toner and my serum. Then I like to use an eye cream. Now, eye creams, I think they're really important. This is another thing that I wasn't using until recently, but I've noticed such a big difference with actually religiously using an eye cream. This product is probably, one of the most important things on most people's list because the stress of a long day or just a long, busy life shines through the bags and the darkness under our eyes. It is inevitable. We all got it. So you should always, pat some eye cream. You don't want to tug on your skin under your eyes. So you really just want to dab it on under your eyes. So you don't further pull at the delicate skin that's already, that's there. It's a really delicate spot on your face. So use your ring finger, which is a nice little tip. The skin is the softest and the gentlest on your ring finger, which is kind of crazy, right? So just apply by some soft tapping under your eye. You don't even really want to rub it in because you don't want to damage that fragile skin that's already there. Now, this is when we use our moisturizer. It is super important to stay hydrated and moisturized when it comes to your routines. Hydration is key to being healthy and having good looking skin. So first of all, you want to drink lots of water, but then you also want to make sure that you are hydrating your skin with some moisturizer. I have really dry skin, but it always depends on my climate. I have dry, also oily skin at the same time. I've been oily T-zone, but most of the rest of my other face is usually pretty dry. I was living in a pretty humid place in Canada for a while, and now I just moved back to my hometown where it is super, super dry here. I'm a province over, and it's like a night and day difference of my skin. I was living in Vancouver, British Columbia, which is very humid. There's lots of rain and all that stuff, so you find, your skin is not nearly as dry. I'm now living in a small town in Alberta, which is a lot colder and it's a lot more dry. Just the air around it is super dry. So if you live in a dry climate, moisturizing, serum, all of that is so crucial, especially on a day-to-day basis, because if your skin is dehydrated, you're not going to be soaking in any of those other ingredients from the products as well. First of all, dry skin also we hate that. It does not look good. Applying makeup is really hard when you got dry, flaky skin, right? So we got to make sure that we are hydrating our skin, but also making sure that we are hydrating our bodies, right? Drinking plenty of water is so important for your skin. Staying hydrated really keeps your skin's elasticity. It fights all of those dreaded wrinkles as well. So your body requires an adequate hydration to carry out essential functions. So you really want to invest in a high quality moisturizer and serum is my suggestion, especially if you're living in a dry climate like I am. But you also want to make sure that you're drinking enough water each day. This goes hand in hand with just moisturizing and putting serum on your skin. It's so, so important. Another thing I want to mention is sleep. This is really important for your skin as well. It's not just important for the bags under your eyes, but it's important for the hydration of your skin, keeping it clear. Sleep is just one of the crucial things for our overall well-being, and it actually plays a very crucial role in our skin as well. So making sure that you are hydrating and getting enough sleep. Okay, so we got cleanser, toner, serums, eye cream, moisturizer. Now I will use a face oil most of the time, not all of the time though, but a face oil. Oils are sort of like a top coat. When you do a top coat on your nails or something like that. So it's kind of like the top coat on your morning and night skincare routine as well. They prevent any moisture from escaping throughout your day. So that's really important if you are living in a dry climate or you just have genuinely dry skin. Any other product besides sunscreen can pretty much be deemed as useless after a face oil because it won't get through due to the strength of that face oil. So you just don't want to absorb it. Obviously, a face oil, you're thinking, do I want to put oil on my skin? Oil can clog your pores. So you've got to find an oil that works for you and your type of skin. I really love The Ordinary. It is 100%. They have a 100% organic cold pressed rose hip seed oil. That's the face oil that I have been using recently, and I am absolutely loving it. I'm loving, just kind of the texture of it. I don't find it too heavy, but like I said, this isn't an everyday thing, but when I really want to lock in my moisture, I will definitely use a face oil, just because it can really just help lock everything in. You just don't want to overdo it because you don't want to get clogged pores. So in this particular step, a little does go a very long way, and you should always start with less and then gradually add a few more drops if necessary, or if you feel like your skin really needs it. So typically about 2 or 3 drops should do the trick for most people. Now, my last step, and I'm also guilty of not doing this when I, all the time when I feel like I should, but that's sunscreen. So sunscreen is the only thing that can go on after a face oil that will work properly. But if you are in the sun, if you live somewhere where there is literally sun all the time, you need to be putting on some type of protection on your face. We don't want skin damage. We don't want skin cancer. We don't want anything like that, because the rays from the sun can be so damaging. Getting a sunburn, you do not understand the aftermath of a sunburn. Like, if you were somebody who continuously gets sunburn, and trust me, I used to be like that because I am a natural ginger. So I've got the pastiest skin you could ever imagine, the fiery red hair, especially growing up, and no matter how much sunscreen I put on, like, my skin is just, I fry I so easily. I'm not, I'm usually red or I'm white, which is why I have already done an episode on sunless tanning, because I have to, because I am so pasty unless I use my sunless tanning, like my mousses and all that fun stuff. So check out that episode if you want some tips on sunless tanning, because I got lots of information for you on that episode. But anyway, so sunscreen is super important. You want to be protecting your skin from those harmful rays. Even if you live somewhere that is not, super sunny all the time, it's still important to be protecting your skin and your face. I am guilty of not doing this enough. So don't be like me. Make sure you are paying attention to the sunny area. Like, it can do so much damage to your skin. So there you have it. That would be like my ideal morning routine for my skin. So cleanser, toner, serum, eye cream, moisturizer, face oil, and then sunscreen. So that's the daytime morning routine. Now let's switch to a nighttime routine. Now this can be pretty similar to my morning routine. I start with my cleanser, my toner, my serum, my eye cream, my moisturizer. So that's, do you understand how, so all the same order, right? It's usually about 7 steps. So that's step number 5 is moisturizer. Now, in my morning routine, I would put my face oil on next, but now at my nighttime routine, I would like to use a retinol. Okay, so whatever the case may be for your skin, retinol is going to do wonders for you. It's really going to accompany you the entire way through your routine. I wasn't starting to use retinol until recently as well, but I'm really noticing the benefits. There are so many benefits, and you don't want to miss out on all of the advantages. So since retinol is such a very strong ingredient, you must always be cautious when adding this product into your routine. So start twice a week max, okay? You need to see how your skin is going to react to the retinol. So then slowly build up your skin if you can allow it. So if your skin can't handle a retinol product, there are numerous retinol-like products out there that are less potent. Do some research what's best for your skin type, because it's going to be different for everybody, but a retinol will do wonders within your skincare routine. So cleanser, toner, serum, eye cream, moisturizer, retinol, and then on my nighttime routine, of course, I'm not going to add some sunscreen because I'm usually hopefully sleeping inside and not in the sun. It's nighttime, right? So we don't need sunscreen. I put on a face oil to kind of hold in all of those ingredients and products that I used on my skin. Just set myself up for a really nice dewy feeling in the morning. And you will find too, once you do a normal day and night routine for your skin, you will notice a difference, and maybe you'll be taking out steps eventually. Because if you are religious with your nighttime routine and your face is getting better and better, you might not have to do as many steps to your morning routine or vice versa, right? So just keep on track with it because they are very similar skincare routines, but I feel like these 7 steps are like the most basic morning and night routine when it comes to skincare. All right, it's time for a little bit of a break, but do not go anywhere. When I get back, I'm now going to be jumping into some hair care routine tips for you. I'll talk a little bit more about some self-care things that we can do in the morning and the night, and then a little bit of some tips of how to develop your best morning and night beauty routines. So lots of information to be shared. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Welcome back to GSMC Beauty Tips Podcast. I am your host, Alyssa Jo. Hello. Okay, we are in the last stretch of today's episode. I'm going to jam-pack it with as much information as I can, so let's get right to it. So I talked about lots about my morning and nighttime routine when it comes to skincare. Now let's talk about my hair care routine. I have mentioned on previous episodes that I do love to sleep in a hair mask. I do this about once or twice a week to benefit my hair to its fullest. My hair can get really dry. Once again, my dry climate does not help with that. So I wouldn't say that I do this every single night. This isn't like a nightly routine that I do is put my hair in a hair mask, because you don't need to do that much. When you actually give too much protein to your hair, it depends what hair mask you're using, but if you're using a protein-rich hair mask, sometimes your hair can actually get too much protein, and that's when your hair starts to split. So you don't want too much protein. I like to just do a moisturizing, hydrating kind of mask once or twice a week. If I feel like my hair needs it, like I'll definitely do it twice. If I'm really keeping up to it with that once a week, usually it's good for once a week, but kind of totally depends on how I'm feeling, how my hair is feeling, what I've been doing. Have I been in pools or lakes or oceans, that kind of stuff. So you got to play it out for your week. But if, like, say maybe you want to do Sundays, where like Sunday's like a good self-care nighttime routine where you can do a hair mask and all that fun stuff. So I'm also going to talk a little bit about like some self-care morning and night routine. I like to at night, if I have time, which, I try to make time for self-care. And one of the things I do like to do is have a nice hot bath, set some candles, maybe put my hair in that hair mask in the bathtub, maybe grab a glass of wine and just relax. Maybe I'll do some self-reflection in the bathtub. Maybe I'll just sit there in complete silence. Maybe I will listen to a awesome relaxing podcast, those types of things, or catch up on some new music. Maybe I'll even watch Netflix in the tub with my laptop sitting on the toilet seat. Who knows? But that is an awesome addition to my nighttime routine. And then I can also take care of my hair in the tub as well. I like to put on like a deep conditioner, brush it all the way through my hair. That's also really important when you're using hair masks and such like that, because sometimes people just like kind of put it on like the first like layer of your hair and don't actually really work it in to everywhere. So definitely get like a wide tooth comb or a wet brush and just brush in that deep conditioner. And then maybe even if I want to rinse that out, maybe I'll let that sit while I'm sitting in the bathtub. I'll rinse it out at the end, and then I'll like dry my hair with a microfiber towel as dry as I can, brush it out so it's smooth, and then I'll put on my deep like hydrating mask, put my hair up in a bun, and go to bed for the night. And that is an awesome, like, self-care hair routine that I absolutely love doing, because I love waking up in the morning and taking the shower and like washing out that hair mask, and your hair just feels so soft and beautiful and so hydrated, and just sets you up for like a great hair day. So can't go wrong with that. Another thing that I do every single night when it comes to my hair is I really like to brush it out. 100%. I will brush it out, whether it's been in like a disgusting like top knot bun on the top of my head all day. I make the effort to brush my hair out, even if it takes me a while, even if I really need a shower. Say I'm on like day 3 of like not washing my hair, like I will make sure to brush it out. It's so important to brush your hair out. And then I will never sleep with my hair just like wild, just like completely down. I have a hard time falling asleep if my hair is in like a high pony or like a high bun. So I like to do like a low bun, or I really like to sleep in like 2 braids, just 2 braids on the side. This keeps our hair in place. When we move around it like at night and stuff, we can do a lot of damage to our hair by moving around so much and kind of tugging at the wrong areas. So if you are concerned about that, I highly suggest putting it in 2 braids or just like a low bun to kind of keep it in place. This is another thing that comes really handy when you have a satin or silk pillowcase. Your hair is not going to be as like, it won't suffer for as much breakage because it's way softer on your hair. Our hair is so delicate, and we always kind of forget how just delicate our hair is. So if you are somebody that, you know, especially if you have a lot of hair, I think it's so important to make sure that you put it away. Just like put it kind of still so that you're not moving around too much and kind of messing it up, where you can really cause a lot of strain to that hair and just cause more breakage. If you are somebody that's really trying to grow your hair longer, you know, maybe you really want to be I take right now at the moment, I've been taking some hair supplements because I want to get rid of my extensions. I love them, but I would just love to have naturally long hair. So I'm trying out these new hair vitamins. They're called Hair Force. I will definitely keep you updated on how I feel about them. I have a lot of hairstylist friends, and they suggested this particular brand because there's so many hair vitamins out there. So at night, I will add that kind of to my routine. I will take my hair vitamins to hopefully grow my hair long. So if you are somebody that's trying to grow your hair, maybe at your nighttime routine, you want to make sure that you are moisturizing it, hydrating it. Maybe you want to put coconut oil in it. Maybe you have a dry scalp, and coconut oil can also help with that. So this all kind of will help with the growth, you know, maybe the frizz of your hair, hydration of your hair, all of that fun stuff. We need to protect our hair. It is so crucial. So definitely try to, you can even, if you are somebody too that likes to shower at night, sometimes I do shower at night, and then I will put my hair in 2 braids. So then when I wake up, it has like a nice little like fun wave to it, which saves me time in the morning. And it's just like a fun little hairstyle. But if you are somebody that doesn't like to do your hair at night or shower at night, don't worry about that. Some people like to completely style their hair at night. Like some people like to completely shower, blow dry, curl their hair, and then like put it in like a low pony or something like that and wake up, and like the curls are a little bit more like looser, which is wonderful. If you have that type of hair that can do that, definitely do it. I'm all about saving time in the morning. But just a general tip would be to hydrate your hair with oil. That is definitely part of my everyday nightly routine. When it comes to my hair, I will put an oil mostly on my ends, unless I do plan on showering in the morning and I feel like my hair needs the oil other places. I will drench my hair in that oil to keep it hydrated. So the days that you're not using a mask overnight, definitely put some oil in your hair to keep that hydration locked in. Your hair will be softer, it'll be smoother, it'll just be more manageable in the morning. But remember, only do it at like from your ends down, kind of like from like mid shaft down, and like a little bit if you just want to like not shower in the morning and rinse it out. But of course, if you're showering, then you can kind of overindulge if you so inquire. But when it comes to a morning routine and my hair, of course, I brush it and all that stuff. I make sure I'm using my heat protectant. If I'm not, showering that day or not washing my hair that day, I'll use my heat protectant before I use my hot tools, all that fun kind of regular stuff. But always making sure that you're brushing your hair, brushing those knots out, putting it away in a low bun or a couple braids, or just, of course, making sure you're using that hair mask or that oil to keep that hydration in. And I do highly suggest checking out some soft sheets and pillowcases. Now, let's kind of end off today's episode talking about how you can kind of develop a great routine for yourself. Like I've been saying throughout this entire episode, it is different for everybody. And I think the most important thing that you kind of just have to do is do a trial and error and start off slow. So if you are somebody that went out to the store and you just bought a bunch of brand new skincare products, which is so much fun, or products for your hair, slowly integrate them into your routine. Because if you just jam pack so many products onto your skin or onto your hair, it might not react the way that you want, and then you're going to be dealing with something that you don't want to. So just don't overwhelm your face with products that you've never used before. So just take it day by day, listen to how your skin reacts to each product. If you can slowly do one product at a time, I think that's awesome, so that you can really pay attention to how your skin is reacting to that one product. And like I said, it's going to be trial and error. You're going to have to really figure out what works best for you. And if you are somebody that's really rushed in the morning and you don't want a long morning routine, make your nighttime routine a little bit, maybe more intense or longer, so that you don't have to do as long of a morning routine, or vice versa. If you're more of a morning person and at nighttime, you just get home and just crawl into bed and you don't want to do anything, maybe make your morning routine a little bit more intensive so that your nighttime routine is a little bit easier. But I do think sticking to a schedule is super beneficial for our skin, our hair, our overall just well-being and feeling confident in our skin. So write out a little routine for yourself, see how it works, slowly integrate those new products, go online, do some research about your skin type, talk to a skin specialist. That's always super beneficial. Doing a face mask, I also forgot to mention that. A face mask once or twice a week is definitely beneficial for your skin as well, so you can add that to your routine. Remember, it's going to be a trial and error. What works for you might not work for the next person. So just try to figure out what your skin type needs, what your hair needs, and what fits into your busy life. Because I know we're all busy. We all got things going on. But really taking care of our body is going to make us feel super confident in our skin. And that is what is the most important. So with that all being said, that is the end of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for listening to GSMC Beauty Tips Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Alyssa Jo. I had so much fun talking about routines today. If you have any, information or questions or things you want to send me, definitely shoot me a message on our social media channels. Don't forget to give those a like and a follow. Hit that subscribe button so you're notified for new episodes, and leave a 5-star review. It helps out a ton, and I absolutely love reading them. It means the world. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Stay happy, stay healthy, and take care of yourself. Bye.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Beauty Tips Podcast, part of the GSMC Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type in GSMC to find all of our shows from the GSMC Podcast Network, from health and wellness to entertainment and life and happiness to sex and relationships. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's episode of the Golden State Media Concepts Beauty Tips Podcast.